So I'm going to make this short and sweet and to the point. So I'm looking at my stats, and my time played thus far for Call of Duty Black Ops 4 has been, for the multiplayer, has been 5 hours, 16 minutes, and 47 seconds. My win-loss ratio is 20 wins, 12 losses. So obviously that's a plus on the win-loss ratio. I have 748 kills, 566 deaths. My overall KD right now is sitting at 1.32. I have acquired the Ruthless badge, which is getting 15 kills without dying, which is kind of like really cool and fun to get. My highest kill streak is 19, so I almost had that 20. So I was trying to get up there, but unfortunately didn't get it. Now I'm going to be talking about Creator Class and some of the weapons. I'm going to go over the weapons real quick because there's not that many weapons, but there's weapons that I'm really not going to even talk about because it's not in my preference based on my playstyle. So I'm going to completely exclude light machine guns and sniper rifles out of this video and won't even talk about them because I'm not, it's not part of my playstyle, so I really don't care about those two categories of weapons. So I will be focusing on assault rifles, SMGs, and tactical rifles. When it comes to assault rifles, we have 5 assault rifles. The best one, obviously, is not the best one, but the one that I really do enjoy. It's a good starting weapon. It really kind of gets you introduced to this particular category of weapons, which is assault rifles, which is mid to long range gunfights here. I guess by military standards, I'm not 100% sure. It really depends on how you think about it. But the ICR-7, overall, a great weapon. Has low recoil. That's one of the reasons why it's a good weapon. So I do recommend it as a starting weapon. Once you unlock the Rampart 17, that's the weapon that was my bread and butter. I have that weapon maxed out on level, and I love it. It's probably one of my favorites. It's like I said, it's my bread and butter. That's the weapon I recommend to anybody and everybody and their mother, because this weapon right here will make you a really good player. It's kind of like, for me, it was just, I don't know, high damage with slow rate of fire. You could always, to me, it wasn't even that slow rate of fire. It really packs a heavy ass punch, but it doesn't seem like it's super sluggish. For fire rate, obviously, you could I'm guessing, let me actually see, is there any way to increase the fire rate on here? No, you don't have a chance to. Based on attachments, you can't increase the fire rate. You can't. But it's okay because the weapon itself does so much damage. It's very, to me, it seems very accurate. So I would say, yeah, definitely the best weapon to use for a while until you unlock the KN-57, which is my other weapon that I strongly do recommend. It has good damage. It has moderate recoil, so it's not too fucking bad for recoil, but it's kind of like a good heavy hitter. It can really compete with every gun in this class. I don't really care about the last 2 weapons because they're both high rate of fire weapons. So their best attributes is rate of fire, not damage. And damage is really where you're gonna shine in this game, especially with the health being 150. So focusing on the KN-57 and the Rampart 17 would probably be the thing that will help you get more kills because they have higher damage output. So for the ICR, the attachments that I run for optics usually is just reflex and dual zoom. I have reflex. I haven't unlocked dual zoom, but I've used dual zoom on the Rampart 17. Those are the 2 optical sights that I strongly recommend to anybody. That's probably going to be your best bet. All the others, it's subjective. It's based on your playstyle. Me playing more rush or like a rusher more aggressively, I will use reflex or dual zoom, and that suits me just fine. Those are my recommendations. For attachments, I'm running grip, FMJs, and quick draw. Ultimately, you can change it up and run, grip 2 or whatever. That will definitely help you out in the long run. It's just kind of like that extra little reduces flinch when aiming down the sights, minimize recoil when aiming before firing. Also, a really good thing to have depending on your play style, but that's something that I would recommend for this particular weapon. For just overall, for all my classes, the gear and equipment and perks that I usually run, for gear, I usually run stim shot or body armor. I don't really care much for equipment charge, nor do I care about ComSec device. Acoustic sensor, I'm going to stress this really hard. This is a tool used for campers. At least that's what I would use it for. If I was camping, that's something that I would grab because its enemy movements are easier to hear. Paired that with dead silence, your footsteps are completely quiet or silent, so you can hear everyone else's footsteps, but you might get confused with your teammates' footsteps. I'm pretty sure there's a way to distinguish the difference between those, but you have to have a really good ear for that. So this is just a camper's tool. For equipment, I don't have anything unlocked, but I would recommend grenade or Molotov cocktail. Yeah, Molotov. I'm guessing the concussion grenade must be incredibly OP because it unlocks it at level 53, which is ridiculous. And the only thing that I do have available, but only for Ajax, the specialist, is the 9-bang, tactical grenade or whatever, the tactical flash grenade. The first thing that you unlock for gear is at level 29. I'm level 27. So I got 2 more levels before I unlock my first thing of gear, and that's a trophy system. So it really depends on your play style. I would say frag grenade, Molotov cocktail, or concussion grenade. More perfectly concussion grenade because you can really fuck with people with that one. Seems like it might be overpowered. It'll probably be nerfed eventually because it seems like it might be overpowered. That's why it takes so long to unlock it. For perks, I'm trying to hurry up. So if you want to pause at some point, to anybody that's viewing this video, definitely pause the video. To kind of write something down if you want to actually learn, based on my strategy, because I'm having fun, I'm doing good, I'm enjoying the game. So, and these are my recommendations from an honest, average gamer. I'm not a sweaty YouTuber, I'm not a sweaty pro gamer, I'm not just some sweaty fucking kid in his basement, on G Fuel. Just your average gamer. These are my recommendations. For the first perk set, I would recommend Scavenger. It's always good to have ammo, especially if you're trying to go for higher kill streaks. Depending on your playstyle and what game mode that you're playing, Flak Jacket and Tactical Mask would be something that I would also recommend, but it also depends on the game mode that you're playing. For the second perk set, I started with Lightweight, then I moved on to Cold-Blooded. Ultimately, you could do gung-ho based on your playstyle and maybe dexterity, but I would say stick with cold-blooded. It won't do you any harm. It's actually a really good perk, probably one of my favorites. So I strongly recommend that. And then for the third perk set, yes, I run Ghost. Don't care much for Dead Silence nor Team Link. Team Link seems interesting, but not based around my playstyle. Maybe future or later I will try it just for fun. Dead Silence, like I said, acoustic sensor, same thing. Camper equipment and camper perks go hand in hand for people that like to sit in corners and play the game pretty much what I consider illegitimately. It's not any better than somebody using aimbot. To me, personally, I just don't like campers. I know that some people might, be like, well, it's useful strategy when you're playing this or this. Yeah, but it's so much funner to run around and get good amount of kills that come off positive, but you're running around the whole time. It feels better. You feel a lot more accomplished, at least in my personal opinion. And the perk that I'm definitely going to try once I get it unlocked, which is on level 36, which is Tracker. Definitely looking forward to that. Just going off of Black Ops 3, that was probably one of my favorite perks to use. So I'm looking forward to unlocking that and using that. It's probably a little bit more nerfed than it was in Black Ops 3, at least from my mind. When it comes to the wild cards, once again, I'm trying to speak really fast and get this explanation of everything kind of done. Wild cards, so I don't extend, to 16 or 20 minutes for a video. I don't want to bore people with shit. But I primarily use primary gunfighter 1 and 2. Depending on how many attachments you want to have on your gun. And then, I would say maybe perk greed 3 is something that I would use, and use Ghost and Tracker, or something like that. Or use Cold-Blooded and Dead Silence and have one attachment on your weapon and have a shitload of perks and Really, like I said, it really depends on your play style, and all of it is completely subjective. So it depends on how you want to play. Now, kind of going back to some of the weapons, I'm going to talk about the SMGs. I have not unlocked anything past the GKS, which is kind of a weird name. I have the MX9 and the GKS. The Spitfire and everything. So like after that, I haven't tried, so I don't really want to talk about it. They look interesting. Like the Spitfire looks like a weapon from Black Ops 3 or Black Ops 2. I don't remember. It looks familiar. It might be like a hybrid between like an MP7 and something else. It looks kind of cool, so I definitely want to try that out. It says full auto submachine gun, fastest fire rate in class with high recoil. So hip fire machine maybe if you want to hip fire shit. But the weapon I'm having for SMGs a lot of fun with is the GKS. Strongly recommend this. One thing that I also wanted to mention quickly is when you change your attachments on your weapon, it also alters the look of your weapon, which is kind of really cool and interesting and all that good shit. Now for tech rifles, there's only two that I'm interested in. It's not the first one. It's the ABR-223 and the Swordfish. Those two, once I get them unlocked, I will definitely try them out and maybe do like a separate review on these two. Because I haven't used tactical rifles, and I'm not even including light machine guns or sniper rifles in this video. But basically, overall, create a class, gear, perks, all that stuff is very simple, very easy to understand and comprehend, and a lot of fun. And these are my most, are the best recommendations that I can give anyone that's just getting into Call of Duty or anyone that's looking for a better strategy. Like I said, my stats are sitting at, my KD is at 1.32. So, I mean, that's not a bad KD, and then obviously my win-loss ratio is 20 and 12. So 20 wins, 12 losses. And I've only spent 5 hours, 16 minutes, and 47 seconds on this game. So I'm thinking that my stats are pretty good for the time that I have played it. So, yeah, those are my recommendations. That's basically what I would say. When it comes to specialists, I don't know. Like, I would say I primarily use Ruin, Recon, Prophet, and Firebreak. That's the only four that I use. I don't really care about much about any other specialist, but that's what I would recommend. Firebreak is fucking sweet. Ruin is sweet. Recon is badass. I use Recon as much as I possibly can. Prophet is fucking a beast. I love his Tempest sniper rifle because that's what it looks like, and his little seeker drone. Definitely the sweetest fucking thing ever. Strongly recommend that. But anywho, I'm the man. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely hit that like button. I strongly encourage you to leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And if you want, definitely subscribe to the channel. I am the Mitten. Peace.